So we are live, my lovely.
Mhm.
What we'll do is we'll just wait for a few people just to join, okay?
So you'll see all that, won't you? Will I see any of that?
I'm just gonna put myself on. Yeah, so we've got no one watching at the moment, not yet anyway, but we'll just wait. We're a bit early anyway, so people will join very soon. So I'm just gonna pop on my. Oh, why has it gone live on? Just bear with me 1 minute. It's not gone to my page. Don't know why it's done that. Right, hold on. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it. We're going live. We're live on my actual Facebook friends page. It's not a problem. What I'll do is I will just add it over to my Starlight Ascension page when we've finished. It's not a problem at all. We'll just leave it at that.
Shall I post? I'm doing it.
Yeah. If I put it as public, and then everyone will be able to see it. And I will pop on there that we're live on my Facebook page. And then I've got pretty much everyone on here anyway that will be watching. Oh, Nikki Holden's here. She says, I'm watching lovelies and I have my margarita. Good for you.
Lovely.
Nice. Lovely. So what we'll do is if we start now, because it's 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
and people will just join as and when. So the reason why we're holding this live this evening is because we're holding a beautiful Goddess Isis healing workshop on the 18th of March, which is going to be absolutely gorgeous and extremely powerful. And we're inviting in the energy of the cacao. So Gemma is going to explain. Do you want to just introduce yourself for a moment?
Okay. Hello, I'm Gemma. What do I say? I am a healer. I am a channel, a conduit. I see myself as a conduit. That's kind of how the easiest way to explain it. Yeah, I work with souls, soul readings, with cacao. Cacao is a very powerful ally and teacher of mine. I hold ceremonies and circles, those kind of things, and yeah, strong connections with Anubis and just being of service.
Beautiful. And so the reason why, so I don't know if you want to just explain a little bit of the reason why we've decided to hold a cacao ceremony for our workshop, because I think that's really important that people understand that.
Yeah, okay. So cacao is chocolate in its purest form. And so with that, you get not only the highest level of physical benefits, but you get the spiritual benefits as well. It's known mostly for being a heart opener, and so by that, it's kind of like it deepens your connection with your heart and with the energies that we're moving into. It supports that journey. Your love and your connection with yourself, with the world, with others. Any meditation, visualization, journeying that you do, it enhances. Like deepening your connection with your spiritual self, your guides, and your spiritual wisdom. It's assisted me through so much, and it's almost like I call her she because it's the relationship I've created. supports you through every step of your journey. It's like she knows what you need when you need it. And
Yeah.
so with this, it really felt relevant because I have worked with Isis. When we had the first conversation about this, I literally channeled a cacao ceremony that was pretty much, an exact version of this. So she's playing a role. Cacao is playing a role in assisting this divine feminine to hold the space whilst the divine masculine does its healing. And there's just so much. I could talk about it forever.
Yeah. So we're going to be incorporating this into our workshop. Do you want to? You're drinking
Yeah,
something?
I am drinking now. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, and probably the most important for doing this live is when you work with cacao in this form, you have to dose it. You have to treat it a bit like a medicine. And so, um, a ceremonial dose is around. It varies where you buy it from, but between 40 to 48 grams. But if you've never done this before, that is going to knock your socks off. Honestly. and for something like this where we're holding space online, it's just important to let people know that, and to kind of advise that you go for like 25 grams. So there's a process you need to do. You'll get your block of cacao. I've got a little bit here to show. And so it comes in like a block.
Yeah. When I ordered mine the other day, it's all broken up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So some come. There's a camera. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. See, this was a big round disc, and that's all that's left of this bit now. But others send it in chunks like that.
Yeah.
So you just have to weigh it, and then the more you put into that part of it, like make that part of your spiritual practice, you can think and let the cacao know your intentions whilst you're preparing it, and it really amplifies the work that you do with the medicine as well. So you just, whether you want to weigh it first or chop it first, but just chop it into really, you kind of like use a knife to shred it in a sense. So you'll just go down the side and it will break it into small pieces. So you boil just water. You heat just water. You want it just before it's starting to boil, so that you don't take any of the goodness out of the cacao.
Right.
And then you just keep stirring until it's all dissolved, and keeping the heat steady, so keeping it quite low. And so then, yeah, do 25 grams, I think would be the most I would recommend for people for this ceremony.
Yeah.
And you know what, people don't even need to, if they want to do the ceremony with us and not try the cacao, that's absolutely fine. It's not necessity for this, is it? So
yeah, I've got a lady that's just commented, my dear friend Emily has said, is it okay to consume when you're pregnant?
so contraindications, probably not, unless you wanted to just literally have 1 or 2 sips. If it's your first time, maybe Google it. I'm not in a position to be able to kind of, but it is a contraindication in the West, in like the Western society, that to avoid it when you're pregnant and breastfeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also any heart issues, because it is a heart opener. So it does that on a spiritual level, but on a physical level as well. A bit like how caffeine with coffee affects the nervous system, cacao does make the circulation speed up. If you have any issues with your heart, then it's best to avoid it too.
Yeah. Lovely. So I was going to say, obviously, with regards to the dosage, can you just the dosage again? Is that okay?
Yeah, so I would say 25 grams for people that are starting.
Yeah.
And then if you feel called to carry on working with the medicine, then just each time just take it up ever so slightly. But between, so 45 grams is like a good ceremonial dose. So if you went to a cacao ceremony, that's what you would be given, unless you advise them that it was your first time, kind of thing?
Yeah. So for someone like myself who's extremely sensitive,
Yeah.
what would you recommend for me? Because would it
um,
start with 25 grams, or would you say maybe a little bit less?
have you had it before? Have you drunk? Have you
I
drunk
have.
with? You have.
Yes.
And how have you reacted? How have you been with
I've
it?
been okay, but it was a little while ago. So
Right. Yeah. In terms of holding the ceremony, I'd say maybe keep it quite low,
yeah,
or maybe try it a few days before and see how you get on.
get on.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this in a bit, but there's an earth cord that Ish Cacao, so that's like the spirit goddess of cacao, is
Yeah.
going to be giving us, and that I think that's because we're going to be going on some high energy work that she's already letting us know that there's an earth cord keeping us
And
grounded.
yeah, and that's really interesting because just as you said that, I felt that right in my root chakra, just literally. Oh, I feel seated again because I was starting to feel it because obviously everything that we're talking about is very high frequency. So, and those souls that are watching now will feel the energy of the workshop that
Mhm.
we're bringing through as well, which is really deeply loving. It's a very holy and sacred space. So as well as having the goddess Isis obviously channel through us both, we're going to have Anubis and
Mhm.
Jane and Jesus as well have stepped forwards, and they keep stepping forwards. And I feel that we had the conversation, didn't we, that we feel that all these divine feminine and masculines are stepping forwards to create that balance within
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, to highlight it because they both play an important role, don't they? I mean, the divine feminine is, you know, everything expansive, the intuition, but
Yeah,
it wouldn't be contained without that divine masculine guiding energy. So
yeah, and we need to have that at the moment, don't we? I was saying to you the other day that I'm a little bit too flouncy in my feminine, so I need Anubis in there just to give me a bit of a, I was going to say, a kick up the butt. So, oi, calm down. Yeah, so that's really got. We've got some. Oh, Emily's saying, okay, I'll have a look. I will still join the ceremony. Thank you. I do have a few heart issues too, so thanks for the heads up. So that's really good. Yeah. So if you sort of struggle with your heart, or you're extremely sensitive, then we sort of advise that you don't take part in the ceremony. But if you are open,
or just with the cacao.
yeah, then most people will be okay. But I mean, I will be partaking, and you will
Yeah.
be bringing in all those beautiful energies. And do you want to just talk a little bit about how you were saying about inviting the energy of the cacao into our hearts? Because I think that's really
So
important.
yeah, I mean, it's become a really important part of my practice, working with cacao. Not like I don't drink it every day, um, but when I go into any kind of spiritual work where I know that I'm going to be channeling, or just feeling into what's going on, a lot of the time I'm guided to do it with cacao. um I've forgotten what you asked me. I got carried away then.
Yeah, it's all right, don't worry. So it's just talking. Look, I've got a big red rash over my chest now because obviously all the heart opening that we're already, the activations will already start now in this video. Get preparing everyone ready for the workshop and the ceremony that we're going to be holding. That's usually what happens with me. Like I get like actual physical reactions on my skin to energy, which can be a little bit embarrassing sometimes, especially when you sort of sit there and go like a beetroot. But yeah, so if you just want to talk a little bit about how why inviting the energy of cacao
Ah,
is
that was it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
important.
So because you're working with more than just a drink, you're working with the spirit of her.
Yeah,
So I believe the history of cacao probably goes back longer than what is documented, but it goes back to kind of like the Amazon and South America, the Mayans, Mesoamericans, that kind of thing. And so they saw her as a goddess, or she that represented a goddess, because she would come out of the forest when there was disharmony between man and nature. And so, so you're not just going, oh, I'm just going to drink my cacao. You're calling on an energy. So you kind of you call her into your heart and you give her love and gratitude, and then it's like any other work with any other being. Then you're acknowledging them in a way that they deserve, and you're creating a connection.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, that's beautiful. Can you have the cacao with any oat milk or
You can,
right?
but for ceremonial use,
Yeah,
it's guided to just have it not even with any sweetener. So it's going to be really bitter. You can
okay.
add sweetener if it's your first time. I mean, you're still going to get the benefits.
Yeah,
Um, if it, I would recommend if people are going to join us with the cacao that they're going to buy probably maybe even bought it already. Just maybe try it a couple of days before, just
yeah,
a dose, and just see, because it's like having dark chocolate when you first tried it. I mean, I don't notice it anymore. And
yeah.
you can put certain flavors in, like rose water is quite nice. I use cayenne pepper at the moment,
Mm,
or in the past I've used cinnamon or cardamom. So you can add spices to give it a flavor. And then obviously with rose water, you're adding another feminine
energy.
energy as well. So yeah, it's kind of just play with it really. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, you can add oat milk.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking it's their first time, they might want to just like
Yeah.
almost like a hot chocolate almost, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I love
So yeah,
it.
quite nice. Okay, so I think have we covered everything with that? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so obviously with setting intentions, I think what we could do is just talk a little bit about setting intentions. Oh, someone's just put ginger and turmeric. Oh, that'd be a bit spicy.
Nice. Yeah, well, the cayenne's
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah,
Cayenne works. I was told this. It acts as an activator, so it
yeah.
enhances the power as well.
Heat.
So
Yeah, lovely. The other thing, oh, what was I going to say? Setting intentions. So would you advise that before people come into the workshop that they actually set their intentions on a piece of paper so that when we go into the ceremony that they can then just sort of say those words?
yeah. So part of what I've channeled already, we will be blowing our intentions into our cup before we drink.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
You have any that come up before? Because, like you say, we're starting the beginning of this now. So you may have some that come up before, but there may be one specific one that comes to mind when you're holding your cacao to your heart.
Yeah, lovely. Okay. So would you class this as alchemy and magic and ritual? What would you class it as?
Definitely magic.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
yeah.
The alchemy is transmuting, isn't it? And yeah.
Yeah, so one thing that we were talking about before we came in was how this is really going to help to heal any ancestral karma, any ancestral, I want to say sort of bloodline issues where we just go in and we're really diving deep with this, where we're going into the sacral and the heart and just clearing all those creative centers so that we can really bring in more of our creativity, clear out the ancestral baggage and make room for what it is that we need to bring into our lives or what is waiting there ready to be dropped in, if that makes sense. So I don't,
Lovely.
yeah, so you want to cover a little bit on the ancestral, because you actually received that guidance, didn't you?
Well, it was something I read today that popped into my mind when you said that earlier. So yeah, because where it is going to be based around the womb, and
Yeah,
there really is a feminine feel to this, isn't there? So it was those ancestral lines of kind of the female aspect of
yeah,
we carry these things forward.
yeah.
I think that bit's still formulating
Yeah,
right
definitely. And also, I wanted to talk a little bit about how we mustn't exclude the men, the gentlemen from this,
now.
because
No,
you're all
no,
This is not just a women's healing
Yeah.
circle, men as well. So any men that have struggled with I don't know, issues with letting go. And also I read as well that it's really good for letting go of past relationships, which I thought was, so anyone that's been through any sort of trauma or heartbreak, this whole workshop will assist and support you and heal you through any of that. And the workshop that we're holding is going to be so deeply loving that it will just be really, you'll just be held in such a safe space and with no judgment. And so we're all going to come together to journey together, which is going to be really special, I think. So is there anything else that you want to add to that? Or
It just made me think then what you said about the releasing and stuff. That's kind of, for me, that's one of the powers of cacao, is whatever you're needing in that moment, it will find a way to help you with it.
yeah,
So yeah.
you've had, when you've done sort of healing ceremonies in the past, and obviously you've sort of held circles, what kind of things come up in those circles, just so that people can sort of have an idea?
So one that comes to mind, it was just before the new year, and this was real strong guidance of having to bring the ladies together, and to bring in cacao. Some of them hadn't had it before, and the guidance was very clear that we were going to be releasing what no longer served us, ready to move forward. And everyone, as soon as we opened that circle, we all sat together and lit our candles. You just felt that everybody could feel that's what was going to happen. And the meditation that was guided, a lot of my work I do kind of just in the moment. And so it was asking each level, each aspect of ourselves, what it needed to release. And there were tears, there was laughter, and the energy just really built in the room. And we ended up having to sing and dance just to kind of release some of it. And dancing and singing goes really well with cacao because it does get energy moving. So any energy blockages, it will get it moving. I mean, again, we're setting an intention with this ceremony that we're going to do, that she's holding us. So that's what it's going to be doing. But in the one with the ladies, it was about releasing, so we could feel that energy had started to move, and we had to dance and sing and chant and stand out on the grass just to kind of allow it all to release. It was so powerful. It's giving me goosebumps thinking about it. So
that's so lovely, isn't it? And then with regards to the workshop, so moving into the workshop, we've decided that we're going to take everyone to the Temple of Isis, haven't we? And Anubis will be taking us there, journeying with it. And so we're really feeling that the goddess is stepping forwards to help assist with I'm getting like the divine feminine and masculine flow, because there's men that are now stepping into that feminine aspect of themselves and needing a little bit of extra support with processing that, because it can be painful as the heart opens. The issues or the healing that comes through can be quite heavy for them, so they're just being held by the goddess as well, aren't they?
That's it. That's exactly it. It was temporary space holder for the masculine. So in a sense, because the masculine does that role of kind of holding the space, or so when I talk about it, I mean like it's within us. Both are within us, aren't they? So the divine feminine and the divine masculine are within us, each of us, male and female. And so where one of the roles that I'm normally shown is that the masculine holds the space, because of so much healing that the masculine is having to go through, the divine feminine is kind of taking that role a little bit as well, whilst the masculine heals. So it's like a role reversal, helping each other out in a sense.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. So happy that because I was just like, because obviously we've been aware of each other for quite a while, haven't we? And I was just thinking, it just kept getting like this prod, like contact Gemma, because I was watching your YouTube and watching how much more you were sort of stepping out and sharing yourself. And I know that you haven't found it easy. And I remember just watching you one day thinking, she's ready now. Really good. So I was just like, we need to work together, because I remember you from, you know, Egyptian times and as well. So yeah. And we was actually saying, weren't we? Well, I was saying to you that I remember people through the eyes. So I remember your soul through the eyes. And obviously, when eyes connect, they activate. So you activate through the eyes, which is really beautiful. So yeah, really special. So
Powerful.
yeah, really powerful. And obviously in this session, in this connection this evening, we will be bringing in the codes and the activations for each other and for everyone that's connecting with us now. And you'll be able to feel the healing frequencies. I mean, I am literally on fire now. Are you?
I'm getting quite warm, yeah. I just thought that, yeah.
Yeah, really warm. So is there anything else that you'd like to add with regards to the workshop, or do you think we've covered everything?
No, it feels quite good. I think, yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've laid a nice foundation.
As well. So I think we're ready to, I want to say rock and roll now, but that's probably the wrong word to use. We're ready to sort of share that wisdom,
Yeah.
the codes, the star codes I'm getting. And I'm also getting that the Hathors are stepping forwards as well. So yeah, we're really going to be bringing in all of the starlight codes and the wisdom and the knowledge from the constellations as well. So I really feel like this is going to be really, really powerful, really deeply healing, nurturing, and loving and grounding on all levels, which is really, and it's the first time that I've ever held like a, so I want to say like a practical kind of, you know, where we're all getting involved with something and like, you know, so it'd be really nice, because usually it's like a meditation and you go on a journey, but this time we're actually, it's so beautiful. I just see us all holding hands together and just coming into a really safe space, loving space. I feel like, you know, the plant medicine is going to really play a big part in the healing process for all of us.
Kind
So
of represents the earth element, doesn't it? And that
yeah,
is really interesting. And for me, it's like you can't go up, you can't access that unless you are really grounded.
exactly. That's really interesting. So I was having that conversation with Nick the other day about how you know, we need to be grounded now, because these frequencies that are coming through are so high. They're so high frequency that, you know, some days I wake up and I feel a little bit like I'm on a boat, like I'm a
Yeah.
bit, you know, I probably time, but on a boat and swaying a little bit, because and so grounding is the most important thing at the moment, because as the light codes come in, it can discombobulate the mind, so it can make the mind race. So it is about anchoring in the energy, staying connected to Mother Earth, and just making sure that we stay grounded through all aspects of our being. And I feel like the cacao will help with that. So yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. One thing as well I just thought of is creativity. So whether that's your intuition and that kind of creation, but any creativity that's within you, she enhances. It's just, yeah, another one of her magic gifts.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are wanting to tap into more creativity at the moment, but they don't
Yeah.
quite know how to. So this will, without you even having really to do much, will just open and expand the sacral, which is the area of creation, so the divine womb, for both men and women as well. So that's where all creation begins, in the void, I want to say.
In the void, into the unknown.
Into the unknown, yeah. So this will open doorways for everyone that joins. It will also open new gateways, and will probably create a bit of a paradigm shift as well. So as you sort of, as we open the space, the healing that will take place, the physical mind won't be able to comprehend it, but on a much higher level, just know that there's so much happening, being orchestrated in the heavens, ready to assist you moving more into your creativity and your flow. So yeah, I feel like that's really important. So I think we're
it's just got to be soul stuff, hasn't it? It's just,
Yeah,
you've just got to allow and know that you're being guided to these things, because it's a soul level, and then you'll integrate it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So I think we've covered everything now, haven't we, lovely? We said we were going to do about half an hour. So
Yeah.
thank you everyone for joining. And this recording will be on my both pages and also on my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it back or you need more information, then it will be there to watch. And I think you're going to pop it on your page and on your YouTube as well, aren't you? So I shall do that. I'll do that now, and then everyone will have access to that on all
Mhm.
platforms. But yeah,
Lovely.
we're really looking forward to it, and we love you all very much, and we'll see you all on the 18th if you feel called to join us. So yeah, okay, lovely. I'll end the recording now.